So should we talk to some folks on the phone here? Looks like we have all atheists on the phone right now.
Yeah, no, we have one theist.
Oh, cool.
Who I think they're still screening. So let's start with Doug in Idaho. How you doing, Doug?
Hello, hey.
Welcome. You're on the air with John and Jen.
Hey, how you guys doing?
All right.
We're doing great. How are you?
Hey, Jen and John. Yeah, I appreciate you guys taking my call. I'm really in a situation right now. As far I am an atheist, and I have family who has they're really strong Christians, and I do not have any real atheist friends where I am. I'm disabled, and especially this time of the year, I'm not able to get out and go out and visit other people. I do have one family member who is not a Christian who actually comes and visits me occasionally, and we spend some time talking about our beliefs. And my father, who's 75 years old, has cancer. He has, and he's been battling it for over a year now. And when I do talk with him, we talk about God, of course. I think him and my mom, which is his wife, they talk about God a lot. And I've only been converted to an atheist, I should say, or come to the realization that my beliefs have just been imposed on me over my lifetime, over watching you guys, as well as watching Matt Dillahunty and a variety of other atheists, to come to the realization that I've been taught these things over my lifetime, and now I'm like discussing things with my family of my mom and my dad, who are like my main social network right now. I do live on the 5 acres close to them, so they come over and visit often. But my dad hasn't been coming over frequently. He has cancer, and I'm afraid that he doesn't come and visit me because of the fact that he's getting close to the end of his years. And I'm thinking that he doesn't come over and visit me mainly because he knows I don't believe the same way he does. And he's so in his, now that they're both retired, they both don't have any other work, they've like delved into their church, and so that's their social network. Everything's all their church, everything's all Christianity, everything's all that. Well, and when they visit me, it's like I'm the black sheep of their life.
So,
like,
so
when
they come to visit you, are they the ones bringing up religion, or how is that topic even coming up?
It doesn't really come up, but unless I kind of bring it up, but sometimes it does. It depends. Sometimes they'll say, I'm praying for you, or I'm leaving it in the hands of the Lord to handle this, when there's issues that go on with our family or whatever.
Okay.
And so that's how it gets brought up. But
okay.
So for me, I have a hard time because I feel like I'm kind of in the shell of being the atheist, and I've got all these Christians around me, and I'm like really having a hard time branching out from this.
Okay. Have they always been very vocal about their religious beliefs, or is this something
Absolutely.
Okay. So
yeah, absolutely, always.
Do they know that you're an atheist?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do now. I mean, I've been like sparking out amongst my family. I mean, I got in a huge issue with my brother and my dad at one time, where I actually asked him questions about as far as why my brother believed the way he believed, and my dad was there and my mother was there, and it just kind of exploded from that.
Okay.
And I got attacked from all sides about my beliefs, and I was just asking questions of why they believed the way they believed. I was trying to use the whole Socratic method as far as just saying, why do you believe that? And then it just kind of expanded from that and went, holy crap, why is it?
Does it usually
and then I got all these attacks, yeah.
Does it usually end up in an argument? Is that why you think, like the last couple times you've been together, has it been kind of left on negative terms?
Well, it got to a point where I think my dad, who's like a really strong Christian, was kind of hoping that I would change my mind. And he's the one who has cancer. He's been battling it over a year now, and I'm struck with how to deal with that, because I love him, and I don't want him to think I don't care about him, and it's real easy for people to say, I'm praying for you, and then they believe that they're being cared for, and I'm at a point where I don't do that shit,
Yeah, sure.
I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
That's all right.
It's a tough situation.
It's tough because I really love my dad, and everybody else in my family are such strong Christians. And they all can just say that and pass it off as if they care, and I'm like...
Well, but the thing is, it's not that they don't care. It's that they probably...
They make it sound like they care, and they can just say, I pray for you.
Right.
They can say, I pray for you, and I care. And I feel like they think I don't, because I don't go down the same path.
Well, but the thing is,
I'm not willing to be a Christian to save my dad or something. That's what I feel like. I feel like.
But the thing is, what they think is not important. What your dad thinks is important, and so what you have to do is not worry about what. And I know that this is easier said than done.
I know,
but
I'm at that point. I'm at that point with my dad. My dad won't even come over and visit me now.
Well, why is that?
He keeps telling my mom. My mom will come over and visit me. And, last time I talked to my dad, I got in this really deep conversation about his beliefs.
Okay.
I think I scared him. I scared my dad because my dad's a really logical guy, and I scared him.
Okay, so how did you get into that conversation with him about his beliefs?
Well, we were talking about religion.
Okay.
I don't even think that religion was the topic. We were talking about beliefs.
Okay.
And it got down to the road of where it got to a point where he looked at me and he said, well, I'm not going to doubt. You're not going to make me doubt anything. And I'm like, wow, you're not going to doubt anything because of what I said? Because they started talking about the Bible and brought forth issues that made him obviously doubt, obviously, for him to say that.
Okay.
And he looked right at me with, like, this look of like he hated me, and he said, you're not going to make me doubt. And I'm like, well, I'm not even trying to make you doubt. I'm just trying to let you know how I think about things.
This may be one of those things, Doug, that your dad probably doesn't have a whole lot of time left, and maybe it's just the time to put those kind of discussions on hold.
Well, now I'm at a point where how do I handle it? Because I think he's scared of coming over and visiting me now.
So go visit him.
Yeah, I would definitely check that out.
I'm at a point now, because of my disability with the winter the way it is and the weather, I can't visit him. And that's where I feel right now. I feel like I'm like
Well,
can't see my dad. My mom will come over and visit me and tell me about my dad, but because of my physical disabilities,
well,
I can't get anywhere to visit him, and I just feel like I scared him away. I'm sorry. I'm going on. I'm sorry.
Well, the thing is, I mean,
for like a month now.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really hard to contemplate losing a parent. And, I mean, both my parents are dead, and, you know, they had fairly lengthy illnesses, so there was a lot of time to contemplate the loss. And in some cases that, you know, that can be kind of difficult. One of the things, my dad, he was very much into his religion. Okay, he was a lay minister. He was preaching and everything before he got too sick to do that. So it's not like he was, in any sense, a lukewarm Christian. Okay, and at some point, he realized that he and I definitely did not agree when it came to the question of whether a God exists, and he decided that he valued his relationship with me more than he valued, you know, I guess, pushing his religion. You know, and I kind of felt the same way about, you know, acquainting him with atheism. It wasn't important enough to me to sacrifice my relationship with him. And that may be something that you have to think about with your dad. You know, how important is it for you to talk about your non-belief with this guy who obviously you're not going to deconvert him. You know, especially now he's, you know, he's facing his own mortality and
he's probably scared.
Well, and that's the sad thing, because he's such an intelligent guy.
You know what? Religious belief has nothing to do with intelligence.
Before where he is now, I probably could have convinced him that his beliefs were otherwise.
But that's not your job.
That's the sad thing. I've spoke with him, and I've heard him talk about how he says that how he came to be a Christian and everything, and I'm like, okay, I understand this. But then I have two older brothers in my life that are strong Christians that are going to be like feeding off of him. So after he's gone, I can see where I am as the only atheist in my family dealing with my two brothers. And then my mom, of course, is going to, when my dad passes away, she's going to be living with me and my lady in my life, because I'm the only loving one out of all of us, which is kind of sad because they're all Christians. I'm the only non-Christian out of all of us. I'm going to be taking my mom in because I love her and care about her and don't want her to go on. And she's a Christian, and I'm going to have to deal with that. And then my brothers, of course, such strong Christians, I got to deal with their beliefs. And I'm just...
Well, but the thing is, if it's
a year since I've only been an atheist for like about a year or so. I've only kind of realized that this is all bullshit.
Okay.
Past year,
well, look,
so I'm sorry. I don't mean to be I'm so emotional because I'm just realizing how much shit coming down in my life right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is,
past year. You know, after realizing how much bullshit I've been believing for so long, and I'm like, oh my God.
Well, look, it's okay to be angry about that. You know, it's okay to be angry about that, but.
Well, that's the point. I'm angry with my parents too.
Why?
How do you deal with that?
Why? Wait, your parents.
I'm pissed off.
Your parents were indoctrinated too.
Now, well, that's the thing. How do I deal with that? I'm pissed off that since I was a child, they indoctrinated me with that, and I'm trying to deal with that too.
Yes, but they were also indoctrinated.
I've been punishing them, and I try to talk to them, and I guess that's how I'm trying to cope with me being indoctrinated.
So, listen.
Well, I hope you're being indoctrinated, and then they give me evidence for why they believe what they believe in hopes of why they're why they indoctrinated me with this same belief, and I feel like they've been lying to me. And then when
they're
my
not.
mom talks to me about
wait, stop for a second.
like
Stop.
She's
Hey,
not being,
Doug, stop. Take a breath.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, they didn't lie to you. Okay, they believed that. They told you what they really believe. Okay, they didn't deliberately lie to you. Okay, and if
I feel like they have. I feel like there's dishonesty. I won't say they lie, but there's dishonesty going on that flowed over onto me.
But they didn't.
And I feel like
they told you what they believed.
Yeah, they did the best they could, Doug. And I think it would help to separate your anger about that from how you want to relate to your parents now, or your dad now.
Yeah.
My advice would be is to just let them be who they are. You can be who you are, because right now. And check it out with your dad. Give him a call if you can't visit. Say, I feel like you've been avoiding me. Is it because of our discussions about religion? And maybe you can just agree to make that off limits, make that discussion off limits, because you want to spend the time your dad has left, I think, in a more positive way.
I love you. I don't want things to go bad. I love him. I care about him very much. And I feel like he's avoiding me because I think he's afraid that if he talks to me, I'm going to bring him down and make him fear, because he's at the end of his life. You know what I'm saying? And he's
So here's
the thing. End of his life, he's like sticking down on his religion. He's like pulling pulling all of his bets and throwing it all down. And I'm the last person he wants to talk to is this guy who's going to make him think of his religion.
Maybe not.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not. Maybe he senses your hostility toward him, that you've got a lot of anger here. So we need to.
Well, and I haven't been.
Okay,
so
but
I haven't been. Maybe you're right. He could think that way, but from my perspective, I've been very calm about it, and been very just like I'm not that aggressive.
Well, but he may be particularly sensitive to that right now.
Well, and even if you're not being hostile, if you're making good arguments that are making him think, maybe he's afraid to think about it.
And should I do that though? Should I even go there? Should I encourage that?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't go there.
I'm at a point now where I'm thinking I should push him away because he wants to do his own thing. He doesn't want to be around me, and I'm like, I'm missing him. He's my dad.
So call him and tell him that.
I'm like thinking, I don't want him to feel like he can't have his religion, but I don't want him to be. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, so
I just don't want him.
Yeah. So, what I recommend is that you reach out to a secular therapist project and see if you can get some therapy to deal with the anger and the grief.
All right. Thanks, Jen. I appreciate that.
I'm sorry?
He said I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jen, I appreciate that. I'm sorry.
No, I mean...
I watch you guys frequently. I mean, I don't get out a lot, and so I spend a lot of time watching you guys because I feel like I feel like I'm the only person in my area that feels this way. And
well, you're probably not. You're probably not. But the thing is,
I almost feel like I want to start come this spring when I actually get out physically. I want to start bringing up some sort of a reach out for others that feel the same way and just have us come together. And that's what I want to do, because in North Idaho, Idaho, of all places, I mean, seriously, we're so conservative, it's disgusting. I'd love to have people, whoever, even if it's just 5 people, is better than nobody.
Yeah, well,
Become
and
supportive.
I would encourage you to pursue that. But in the meantime, reach out to the Secular Therapist Project and see if you can get some information about a therapist. If not someone in your area, then there's a lot of therapists out there that may be willing to do Skype or phone sessions for therapy. But I think you need to talk to somebody who can help you work through the anger and the grief.
How do you deal with guilt when somebody says that I am not going to doubt this because I'm going to wholeheartedly believe the way I believe? I mean, that's what I get from my folks.
You can't make somebody.
I'm not going to doubt that. I mean, how do you deal with that? I mean, I get this.
I just let them be.
Reasonable conclusions of this is reasonable.
I know, but you can't.
They acknowledge it. They say, well, you're not going to make me doubt.
You can't use reason.
Evil motherfucker for exposing their own irrationality.
Okay, but you can't use reason as a bludgeon to get people to think, something different. They have to come to that on their own.
You can. I mean, reason. Why you can't use reason as a bludgeon? I mean, why can't you? I mean,
because it doesn't work.
Seriously. They should be the people that are reasonable, and then
it doesn't.
It doesn't work that way.
It does not work. People believe things because they're convinced by the evidence. Sometimes good evidence, sometimes bad evidence. But you can't.
Evidence most of the time.
Well, or not. But I mean, you can't. You can't basically attack them with reason and expect them not to push back. And in fact, that puts up a lot of walls sometimes. I mean,
well, yeah, it does. But I mean, it's like I'm talking with my mom, and I bring up before she's leaving my house. She's like chuckling at me, like, "Well, you're not going to make me doubt." And she laughs at me like I'm a fool. And I'm like thinking, "Wow, now I feel like I'm an idiot for even bringing up reason as you're walking out the door and leaving me. I'm not going to make you doubt." Really? I mean, why would you not at least look at the doubt? Why would you not at least?
Because their religion tells them not to do that. There's specific admonishments in Christianity to not doubt. You're not supposed to do that.
They've been taught their whole life that doubt is a sin. If you doubt any of the shit that you've been taught your whole life, it's sin. That's bad.
Yep, that's what you're up against.
Bullshit. That is such bullshit.
But for them, that's one of their core beliefs.
Well, and Jen said it earlier. Doug, Jen said it earlier. It's not your job. It's not your job to convince them of anything. It's your job.
Well, I appreciate that, you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to let you go. I know we got a lot of other callers. I can't believe that people will disavow doubting something. I mean, and all your logic, all reason in your own brain is like going, that's not true. And you're still going to go, all right, that's wrong.
But their brain isn't telling them it's not true.
I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to look at that. I'm not even going to acknowledge that. It bothers me.
Yeah.
You can't go beyond that.
And I think you're just going to have to accept that that's the way they are. I'm sure you would hope they accept you the way you are.
Well, me too, but we'll see what happens. Thank you for allowing me to talk. I've been wanting to talk about this for a long time with somebody who's not a Christian and just
So reach out to the Secular Therapist Project and get some help, okay?
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for calling, Doug.
Thanks.
Okay. Wow, he's in a lot of pain. I hope they can work it out.
Well, I mean, it's really difficult when you realize that your parents are not going to be around very much longer, and you have to have some conversations, and some of them are uncomfortable. And he's recently deconverted, and like a lot of brand new atheist. He's very angry about some of the childhood indoctrination he was subjected to.
Right.
And so that's coming out on top of all the grief. So I think it would be really helpful if he got some professional help to work through that.
Yeah, and figure out how you can talk to your dad in a way that's, you know, he's not going to want to avoid, and you're not going to want to avoid either. It's tough. I mean, I can sympathize. It's a tough situation to be in.
Yep.
So we wish you really well.